The more unique you think your problem is, the more people have it. Do you hear that? More people have it. The problem is they think they're alone in it. This is why your thing is the thing. Like the thing you think is your unique thing that no one will give a shit about, you'll be shocked. It's a repressed thing in almost all of humanity. So my offer is we're birthing something new. And I'm here to offer you have a unique thing, especially in the thing that you think is your unique problem. This is where your power is. I know that for me to say, if you meditate every day, it's going to change your income, is a sentence that the mind might go, how? So I decided to create something new that showed up in meditation the other day that I think will help you along. And I decided to come up with a series called 100 Ways that Meditating Every Day Could Change Your Income. Now, let me tell you something. I'm aware that income isn't the big deal here. And most people say income doesn't matter, right? But they move like it does. And here's an example of someone who moves as if income does matter, but says it doesn't. Like if I go, let's go meditate, and I go, let's go meditate in the moment, and they go, I'd love to do that, but I got to deal with my bills. Even though you say money isn't your priority, it is, because the way you move goes, instead of me connecting to my soul, I got to go deal with all these issues over here to stop bills from getting bigger. So even though money's not my highest, it totally is my highest, because people move as if it's their highest. So my challenge, and what was really exciting to me, is if you meditate every day, what if that actually takes care of your usual reason you can't meditate? Like, what if I'd love to, but I got to go apply for all these jobs and everything, and I got to worry about making money, even though at the same time, what you don't understand is that I want to prove to you that as you connect to yourself, all of your external situations will take care of themselves. Now, many days it'll seem like they're not, because it has to purge your patterns that were blocked, right? That you think are you. So there's days where you just feel off or sad as you keep meditating, right? Because when you keep going, you'll feel depressed at one point. Why? Because maybe the shame in your body is coming up, or you'll feel lost because it's gonna kill the overachiever that might just be achieving because it's trying to avoid being an outcast or unloved or abandoned or shamed. Are you getting that? So what if you connecting to yourself on the highest level, and I was between calling it meditating and just listening, because I want to offer you that you're here to just listen. Meditating thought of as such a loaded word that it's like, how do I do this the right way? That's not what it's about. All I do is I connect to myself and I listen. That takes away the addictive aspects of it. Just listen. And if you wake up in the morning and you listen for an hour a day, what's going to happen? So I decided that I'm going to create 100 ways that meditation can change your income. And I realized that our Magic Money event is April 23rd and 24th, and this is what I'm going to do. That's 10 weeks away from now. So every Wednesday night for the next 10 weeks, I'm going to do 10 ways and talk about the 10 ways that meditation will change your income. Right? So that night I was going to bed and I couldn't sleep at one point. So I started writing down what are ways. And in 5 minutes, I wrote 29 ways. And I was just like, oh, there's thousands of ways. Right? So I'm going to break these ways down and not just say a sentence, but really give you a few minute riff about each one. And then so for the next 10 weeks, I'm going to give you provable reasons why you meditating every day will completely change your income. So now it's coupled with your own revelations that you're going to have, plus these things that you'll realize that hopefully I can put words to. So these things will build up together, change your confidence, change your awareness of yourself. There were so many things that came up. I mean, if I pulled out my phone and just started looking through them, like I just started thinking, what if we, like what P90X was for your body? What if we create together this 100 way, soul income thing together, right? That's what I'm going to be doing for the next 10 weeks on the Wednesday night calls. Now, all these things will bring in many other benefits. This isn't about money, but my belief is the people that are saying, I don't care about money, care about it more than anyone. They're actually avoiding it and pushing it away. So they actually really, really care about it, right? There's such a pushing away of it. Not caring and detachment are very different things. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, I don't care at all. You're detached. Now, actually, you're scared to death of it. You're pushing it away. You have all kinds of issues with it and you don't want to look at it. Well, the more you meditate, the more it's just going to transcend those issues. But if I just set a couple, even though I don't believe in competition, do you realize, first of all, that if you were meditating an hour a day, odds are you're going to be one of very few people in any field that'll be doing that. So right away, you're going to be more present at any job interview. You're going to be better at listening to higher frequency things. You're going to be better at saying no. And then a lot of people that are in the competition state, or that there's not really competition, but most people around you aren't doing that. And last night I made a quick daily video about how side by side, let's look at a meditated person's day overall, not everyone, versus a non-meditated person's day. Okay. A meditated person wakes up and meditates. So the first thing they do is they listen, right? They right now listen. They listen to the ethers. They listen to their inner child. They listen to their highest. They listen to their truth. So a person that just listens to silence for an hour just has already taken themselves to a higher frequency, even than the highest thing they saw yesterday, right? As you do it daily, if you meditate daily, right, and you keep going and you get to a point where you're at day 25, 26, it's not even just about meditation, it's about discipline. So you start showing yourself that at moments that you are going to quit, you can keep going through it. That discipline starts to move into your day. And your day starts to be actions that are your highest and that you commit to more because you have a subtle secret energy that you know that even though sometimes you feel like giving up, you keep doing it. Now you're getting more shit done, right? But it's your highest calling stuff. Right? So you would commit to things bigger. You would go, okay, I'm going to clean, but maybe you'll clean for the whole hour versus doing a couple things, right? You start to teach yourself this thing. You end up living days that are much more fully lived, right? And then when you're done with the day, because you live days that you love, you want to go to bed earlier and you don't need to do as many addictive things. Right? Now, if we take that person who's meditating every day and we picture that trajectory of like 2 years, and we compare that to the average, and I'm not saying everyone, the averaged non-meditator. And let me tell you something, there's nothing more dangerous than being an incredibly aware person and not connecting to that truth. Like if you're not meditating, but you have an insane amount of awareness, it's like they always say the border collie, it's the smartest dog, so it's the most crazy because it can get bored so easily. Like a border collie you leave alone in the house, if it's not fully trained, it's going to ruin the house because it's bored because it's brilliant, right? So if you're a very aware person and you're not using that muscle, you're going to be more depressed, more anxious, more crazy. And a lot of the most anxious people in the world, their problem is actually they're incredibly aware. It'd be like being a Harvard graduate, but going to 3rd grade. It's not stimulating. So you get really easily depressed. So when you connect to your highest, it'd be like having Arnold Schwarzenegger potential, but not working out, but knowing you could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Like the body would be like, I want to work out, but I'm not. So you just feel this extra level of guilt because even though you know that's there, you're overeating and you're doing all this stuff, right? So now we take that meditative person, we compare it to a non-meditated person. Let's just think about what a non-meditated, on average, not everybody, person day. In the old days, it was very normal for people to wake up and just look at the newspaper. So I'm just going to research immediately, no connection to myself, and look outside of myself. I'm going to open the paper and talk about things going on. First thing I'm going to do is hand my body and my mind to the outside, right? Let's say that person now gets used to all these things on the outside. Now that was the old days, as newspaper. Then later it became like Good Morning America and shit like that, or CNN in the morning, or Fox News in the morning, or whatever. And now what is it? It's just the phone. Like, how many people wake up and just grab their phone and start just flipping through? What happens? You train your mind to be in reaction to circumstances, to cover up what you truly want, to cover up your inner child, to cover up, do you get what I'm saying? Like, to lose connection with what's there. So you actually use external circumstances to bury your inner child. Well, if your inner child's buried, one of the things you probably will do is spend all day doing something that isn't your highest, that's against yourself, going to a job that actually you don't like. You'll spend the whole day being used to just being in the patterns of, I just go to work every single day and I do it for years and years and years. I hate my job, but I got to make money. There's no inner child here. I woke up, I handed my power away, and I do all this crap. Now, when you finish the day and you've done what you don't want to do all day, you get to tell yourself crazy things like this: I should reward myself. And what happens when you reward yourself? Well, I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to overeat. I'm going to eat fried cheese. I'm going to go out with people I don't want to. I deserve a reward because I spent 8 hours ignoring my inner child and doing what I believe I have to do. Now, if you take the meditated person versus the non-meditated person and you go 5 years with the two of them, right? The non-meditative person is eating things that hurt, is doing addictive things, waking up against the grain, no inner child, nothing going on, nothing real connected, right? And the person who is meditated hears the inner child, hears more than the inner child, hears the force that's on the other side of the inner child. And every day, I notice when I meditate every day, I have a high idea coming in. Like, I want to make this product with you guys on the Absolutely Everything Pass. This is just free with the Absolutely Everything Pass. But the next day, I got a higher idea. And I noticed that my mind is now, like all day, my mind is like, oh, that's one. I'm just writing in the notes. I could easily make that 1,000 ways that meditating will change your income. I could make it 10,000 ways if I wanted to, right? And I noticed my mind is now trained to keep going. But I noticed also some mornings I'll meditate recently and it goes, I don't even care about that. I got bigger coming. It's like, even though that's big, I can see a bigger thing on the way. Can I just, and it's not bigger like it's bigger, I'm more famous. It's like a higher truth is coming, even though you just had a $1 billion possible idea here and something that could make the world meditate. Can you let go of any attachment to it and show me that you get that you're what it came from and stay connected to the source of that idea? So the meditation is becoming a force that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all the things that I just said are going to be on the Absolutely Everything Pass. So you're here, you're members of the Absolutely Everything Pass. This Wednesday night will be the first 10 ways meditation will change your income, but it won't just be a sentence. I'm going to really extrapolate that. And this will motivate you to have a reason behind the meditation versus going, I'm just sitting here and hearing nothing. I don't get why I'm doing this. I don't get how this would change my income. You will see. And when we combine the two things where you're actually physically in the work and at the same time, I'm bringing in these points, then you're going to start the freedom of yourself, right? I mean, one of the things meditation does is it takes the old patterns that believe you're not worthy, that you learned, right? And you meditate, if you really are listening, it starts to take you past everything you thought you were. And so it goes, oh, that thing that you live in that you're not worthy, okay, that's not real. So we're going to bring that up. And then you keep going. Someone just said, do they disappear forever? They do disappear forever if you keep that space going. In other words, you've created either new space that comes in that has to purge the old you out, right? So that's why you'll feel depressed sometimes on days when you're meditating, because it's like, you're getting more God in, so it's got to kill some of what you're not. And you don't get to do it. You don't get to run that. You just keep listening and it'll do that, right? Sama says, do you want us to be meditating in silence, not guided? Well, I did a guided meditation last week, 1 week ago, so you can see that. But also what I try to do with my guided meditation is keep you allowing, my guided meditation are allowing. I don't want you to distract what's trying to happen in you with some picture you're a deer and a ball of light goes into the deer's face while he's drinking out of a creek. And the creek of abundance is going into your deer face while there's a purple light going in your butt. And while you feel the purple light in your butt, you breathe in the enoughness of I don't want to do that. I want to be very, very, very hey, what's happening is right. What I'm trying to offer in my meditation is that stuff will happen, allow it, and don't try to control it. And whatever you try to do with the stuff is showing you how you move, right? You have an inner child, you have all the symptoms of the inner child, the fear. And if you have a voice that's trying so hard to steer that, do you get what I'm saying? If you have a voice that's trying to do something about that, then you get to see that you have a controlling pattern that's trying to do things about other people or what people think of you, right? So my goal is to get you to allow and start to feel with everything happening, that's perfect. What if all the things that you usually say in a complaint tone, you say like it's good? It's not working. I don't see any evidence that it's working. Maybe it's my ego that's not working. And you see all the possibility, I don't know what to do. I feel lost right now. Imagine if you just saw that as growth, right? I feel like I don't get this. And then you start to get, oh, the ego is trying to get this versus listen, right? So that's what I offer in my guided meditations a little bit. Whatever is trying to happen is perfect. Allow it. If you didn't see that meditation last week, check it out. We're about to make it a video with montage and music and stuff like that too. It should be out any minute. So we're working on that also. So isn't that exciting? So that's coming. And yeah, I'm excited to create with you guys an experiment. Does your, here's another one, just check this out. If you're meditated every day, you're just going to be more present. Would you agree with that? So if you're more present, imagine, here's just something right here, how many accidents you might avoid. You might drive not on your phone as much, and how many tickets you might avoid, and how many little stressful moments of just, whatever, losing your keys and things like that are gone. Imagine, I have way bigger examples, but just imagine if you're present and you're fine with the now, how much more you would be seeing where you're walking. Or, have you ever seen, I've seen montage videos of people walking on their phone just into glass windows, or one woman just walked into a fountain at the mall, and that's a very extreme version of this, but a lot of times we're driving and in our heads, so we're a little less present. What if you're meditating every day, you just lower your accident ratio? So that's an expense right there. If you have to deal with going through an accident or going to the hospital or getting whatever medication for that, also just you're going to be less stressed. So you're going to need to pay for less things. You're going to lose some addictions. You're going to be on a higher frequency than the part of you that would need to buy extra food that you don't want. And then all the extra expenses that come with all of that. And the, whatever, the blood pressure medication, all those things, these things are going to slowly be cleared out as long as you're meditating every day and doing what the meditation says. That's another thing. If the meditation offers and by the way, don't do what it says out of fear. You got to start to understand the difference between when the meditation's telling you something out of fear and when it's a calling. There is a difference. Fear is we got to deal with this. We got to deal with this, right? You'll feel the energy that kind of dips down and has to do something out of fear. But there's also, oh my God, there's a power in me I never saw was here. And it goes, boom, create this. But it's you never are stuck in that. I have to commit to it. You're dying to do it, right? I am so excited to do the 100 ways thing. There's no part of me that's going, oh, I got to create this new assignment. that energy of I have to, that's gone, right? I get to is the takeover when you're meditating every day. So it starts purging your have tos. You know, a couple of them here or there you might have to do, like you might have to pay taxes, but you might be on a higher frequency and delegate someone else to do it completely. You know, you might, there's all kinds of things that are in this. And when you meditate every day, you start to learn all those things about you, right? These things are all what you will learn about yourself, right? So this is so exciting to me. And I'm really excited to create with you, like you guys can be the focus group of this. Please share with us any stories of maybe you just had an ongoing expense you've been putting off and you start meditating, get 20 minutes in and you go, I'm going to cancel that. But maybe you would have kept it for a year, not thinking about it because you were so much more stressed about all these other things, right? Like this is all we're doing is we're going to see what a combination of meditation every day and learning the discipline to make yourself first. Most people try to shove meditation. Michael Beckwith said this before too, but most people try to shove meditation into their busy life, right? I'm going to get it in. I can't do it. I don't have time because I had so many other things happening. I'm doing 75 hard right now, which I've talked about, which is 2 workouts a day, drinking a gallon of water, reading at least 10 pages of a book, and meditating every day and making a video every day. I don't have time for the other shit, right? A lot of people are like, I don't have time to meditate. I already got dinner plans. I'm going to do this thing. I got to go to my job. I'm the opposite. I don't have time to go to a mediocre dinner. It doesn't call to me. It feels, I don't have time to watch Netflix. I tried to start a movie the other day. I got 6 minutes in. I paid on Amazon Prime to watch Dallas Buyers Club. I got 6 minutes in. I was like, I don't have time for this. I got to go read the rest of my, thing that's strengthening me. So imagine if you could shift the priority. Like imagine if literally you're going, okay, now this is happening, right? So someone just wrote, yes, but you're doing this for a living. And what I want to offer is see that as inspiration, not a reason you can't. I would love, if that's how you see it, to be an example of holy shit, you can even make your growth your career, right? You open to your own way. But I hear all the time, yeah, but it's different for you because you, and I'm like, you can do it too, right? Whatever way you have. When I work with people in a one-on-one, I can't tell you how many times we find, holy shit, that thing that's your unique thing that you think is just your thing is your book or your voice or your whatever. That everyone has these things that are issues in their body. And their problem is they think they're the only one with it. For instance, hey, men, how many of you have shame in your body that you feel no ability to talk about? Any guy here that feels shame in their body? They feel they're totally Drew, Alex, Geek. That's the name. I'm not meaning to shame you. That's the name. PC, Glenn, Aaron. Look at this, right? There's a lot of men with shame in their body that feel there's no way to talk about it. Well, if we meditate enough, we're going to find that. You're going to find, because I have it too. And I have a power in me that's like looking at it and bringing power to it and love to it, right? But men would very rarely think, what if my feeling shamed is a book or a program? Do you get what I'm saying? What if the thing that I'm the most stuck in is my unique thing? Right? And that's available for every one of you, right? So if you're like, oh, I have this issue about money because my dad is such an asshole. My offer is the thing you think is your unique, weird, specific problem is probably a New York Times bestseller. And most people ignore their unique, amazing, specific problem and try to become what all the marketers say you got to do. Do you get what I'm saying? They become what they think they have to do, and they ignore the gold that's in them, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's what you think you have to do. That's just a collection of people avoiding their shit. And then there's your unique thing. I was working with a client. She goes, I have all these money problems. It's probably my dad. He was just a narcissist. And I was just like, this is your book. And she was thinking, no one will care about that. I'm like, how many people have a narcissistic father that caused them to have issues and fears about money because they don't want to be their dad. The more unique you think your problem is, the more people have it. Do you hear that? More people have it. The problem is they think they're alone in it. This is why your thing is the thing. Like the thing you think is your unique thing that no one will give a shit about, you'll be shocked. It's a repressed thing in almost all of humanity, right? Like when I said, how many men have shame? It's because I meditated and found a whole new world of shame that I'm ready to transcend through my masculine power. And you follow, there's every guy has it, a lot of guys, right? And so this is really, really big, right? So my offer is we're birthing something new. And I'm here to offer you have a unique thing, especially in the thing that you think is your unique problem. This is where your power is, right? So your meditation will start to collapse that thing and show you how to transcend it. And then you have your own unique thing. And I'm not saying so everyone start a book and your podcast based on your thing, but I am saying there's a million ways you can't see that this will all work together. So please don't see, well, Kyle, you're able to do this because your job is this, as a reason you can't. See it as a reason you can. I believe that 2022 could be really magical if you have an understanding of what's going on and do the constant work of really being in surrender and letting the universe remove from your body what you're not. Join me and my team for an insane, powerful 2-day event, and join us on the Absolutely Everything Pass. Join a community of people who are in the same work as you. I can't wait to see you there.